see Larry as a live, and Martin Luther King come back to life.
Someone had punched me in the stomach and taken my stomach out. It felt as if I finally had this connection with the earth that couldn't be put into words because it was just me and the earth, and that a piece of me had been taken away, and a piece of everything that I believed in had been taken away, and it really broke
I thought that looking at the mountains that I live on right now and going to go see that mountain is just like taking everything away from us. It was a disappointing, devastating sight to see.
Have gone that way. I felt like, I could feel them crying out. I could hear them. The devastation, the idea that it was a totally different place. It was like, it just really rattled, it shook me. It really shook my soul up. I mean, I don't think I've ever experienced anything that powerful before. It would be akin to what I've heard people say when they go to Africa and they travel the route that was traveled by those that were captured by the slavers. I felt like I was standing on sacred ground.
I feel like I got something caught right in here. I had this strange taste in my mouth. I was listening, but I was looking at where we was at. This was prior to us going to the top of the cliff. And it was just devastating. What our federal government is allowing to happen is murder.
It's really a state of disbelief. You have to believe it because it's right there. And it's so large and it's so vast, and there's just this missing mountain. And it's so clearly, you see all the mountains around it, and then this hole. You really see this sort of biblical proportion. You just can't really believe that it's humanly possible to do this, but just piece by piece, the mountain is taken.
The land out here is gorgeous. It's beautiful. And as a person who cares about human rights, you can dig in the sea. It's wrong. And if they don't like it, they can lump it.
Larry before, he'd explained in New York what his situation was. But it's nothing like seeing it with the naked eye. It's nothing like walking through the hallowed ground where people have died in the struggle against people against profit.
It's sad for Larry and the situation where they're flattening the mountains. It's just heartbreaking to see such beautiful scenery destroyed and left like a big flat hole. It's just when they're beautiful hilltops with the trees, and it's so romantic and just the way God meant it to be, and man's come in and destroyed it, and I feel ashamed about that. So I feel quite emotional. The whole day was very emotional, but I did feel strength in each other when we were singing and giving Larry a hug. I felt he felt that we were there supporting him, and we could understand his pain.
What I saw today was some very, very beautiful mountains, which give West Virginia its reputation. Some gorgeous, absolutely beautiful work that's created by the hand of God. That made me smile, that put tears in my eyes, how beautiful that was. What I saw today was the mountains being ravaged by some people with money in their eyes. That made me very angry, and that put tears in my eyes.
It was very depressing because I noticed things in like certain weird aspect ways that, like, when I saw the mountain destroyed and stuff, I'm just thinking about how we're going to be and how much it reminds me of like death and destruction, and how our planet is just going to get slowly destroyed and we're going to slowly disappear.
I felt like it's hard to describe. It's hard to put to words, but I just felt like we're destroying ourselves. Just the devastation of destroying our home. Yeah. And so, what's the mindset of someone who cuts off their
are coming together around this issue and around issues in West Virginia, which I think generally there's no media attention to, and people in the rest of the country don't really know.
I saw a beautiful a beautiful place. So when I saw things being destroyed, I was very upset and disappointed, because we like our country to be nice. When people are coming to destroy and kill our own people or their own people, they are making money out of people's life. It was not nice. I was very upset and disappointed. And it's touching for me. When I saw the big rocks, because anything can happen. People are losing their lives. I was not happy because I came all the way from Africa expecting, to see a world-class country, but now I find it no. It was not what I expected when I was coming. So I felt very bad.
Deeply disturbing expression of the disregard that we have for life. In so many ways, both human life and what Larry's had to experience, continuing to try to defend his land and his home and his family, and the life of this planet and how that supports us to be able to live. You can't miss that when you go there and just see the way that things are just stripped away and without a regard of any kind of what will happen in the future. It's just the immediate and that how much can we get right now, and that I think in that very moment you start to then reflect on how we do that throughout our lives and across the country and across the world. And Larry's Mountain very deeply sits in your stomach after you leave there and carries with you as you go home, and you can't forget about what you just
said. Mountain, it made a big impression on me. I think a lot of people will say that they cried, they broke down and cried, and
West Virginia is the mountains, and if they decide to do mountaintop removal to all the mountains, there will be no West Virginia.
People wonder why we can't treat each other well. We all have one thing in common that we all need on this earth, and it is the earth. We need to breathe, we need the land, we need the water. And if we think that we have the right to just rip the earth apart like that, of course we're not going to respect each other. If we don't think we need the earth to live and can treat it that way, why should we think that we need one another to live? So I fight for that now, because I know we need one another to live. And in order for us to respect each other and needing each other to live, we have to respect the one thing we have in common, which is this land and these mountains.
We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. We young people converse. They have the courage.